Start the recording straight. Hey guys, hope you guys are doing really, really well. We have a happy new year. Hope you guys have a great new year. Now, this is it. Welcome on board. So, we have Patrick, we have Hajina saying, we have Visha, we have Naomi, we have Ajay, we have Nora, we have Jahi, we have Sarah, we have Louise, we have Reshma, we have Zaha, we have Nash, we have Maria. Awesome. Long time, long time. Cool. So now let's get straight into it right now. First of all, we're gonna recap back what happened last year, just to see what has been doing really well last year and kind of what happened in general and what's gonna happen this year and how can we make a lot of money kind of moving forward. That's the whole point of this call today. So as you guys already know, last year was quite an incredible year for students who decide that they want to get into the stock market. Yeah. So normally people who value last year, who take advantage of last year, is people who already kind of got in some time before. Okay. So that's kind of what happened last year. The market was doing quite well. The S&P 500 went up around 17% to 18% last year. The year before it went around 24%, the year before around 24%. So the year before, which is around, it was a double-digit growth. Okay. Now this is what happened if you are from the US, you're earning that kind of money. You're earning around, 18%, 23%, 24%. That's what happened if you're from the US. If you're not from the US, if you're from the UK, if you're from any other parts of the world, you will realize that, oh, when you look at your return, why are you getting significantly less than the benchmark? Okay. You'll be like, oh, why are you getting significantly less than the benchmark? And if you look at it carefully, it's actually so because when you look at a lot of this YouTube, a lot of this Instagram, people will be like, oh, just invest in like the index, just invest in this ETF, just invest in these stocks. And when you invest in that stock, you'll be like, oh, how come some people are making, way more than what you made? Okay. So now and because a lot of these people who ask you to invest in them, they're actually based in the US because a lot of the creators that you see, a lot of people who are teaching, who are showing you things, they're actually based in the US. So you'll be like, well, why is it different? Okay, let me just show you what I meant. So go, let's say, let's say if you are on whatever that is, let's see, I'm going to share my screen real quick for you. So if I can share my screen, cool. So let's say, for example, if you've been buying, what's that called? If you've been buying stocks, for example, you will see that if you are a foreign investor, okay, if you buy Vanguard S&P ETF US dollar accumulation, you will see that even today, the price is right here. You are exactly the same price as people who bought it 3 months, 6 months ago. Okay. So your money hasn't been moving for the whole quarter, for the whole 5, 6 months. Okay. You're like, oh, what's going on here? When everyone's saying, oh, everyone's making money and stuff like that. When you look at a lot of people, but your money hasn't been going nowhere. It's actually because, as I said before, many times, if you've been with me for quite some time, is actually because in order to make money in stocks, okay, you need two things to go up. So first thing, in order to make money, you need the stock price to actually go up. The second thing is that you need the currency that you are buying to go up, okay, to go up, that you're buying to go up. So what happened right now is that yes, the stocks is going up, whatever the stocks that you are buying is going up. If like for example, S&P 500 went up 18%, 17% last year. However, the currency, the US dollar, actually went down around 12%. Yes, US dollar currency actually went down around 12%. So if you go to US, if you don't believe, you go to US dollar basket like that, for the whole year. Where are we? So where are we? Yeah, November. Yep. So was just from here, January time. Okay, roughly around that, 2020-25, January time. It was 110 to 98. So 110 to 98 is around 10%, 10 to 12%, sometimes even more. Yeah. So it's around 10 to 12%. So let's just ask ChatGPT how much it went down. So how do you know how much it went down? 110 to 98, which is around 10 divided by 11. Yeah, just around 12%, 10%. Yeah. So that means if you just been owning things like that, your net positive was just around 6%. Okay? Your net positive was just around 6 to 5%. And that means that if you've been having no mentor, if you've been just listening to um you might as well put this money into the fixed income and you get 5%. Yeah. Because that's what happens when you have no one-to-one mentor. I mean, if you haven't met me. But for those people who's been with me for quite some time, okay, who've been with me for quite some time, you already know I didn't just recommend for you to buy the normal index. You don't just go to your platform and buy the normal index because if you type S&P 500, you have a lot of index in there. Okay, you have a lot of index. There's so many names. You tried it before. I asked you to buy a certain type of index. I asked you to buy index that they hedge on your currency. Okay. When I say 12% down, it depends. Okay. It can be 12% down against US dollar. It is a few percent down against different currency. Let me just show you an example of what I meant. So for example, if I gave you just on ChatGPT how much US dollar was down against GBP in 2025, and let's say Singapore dollar, let's say Australian dollar, whatever country you are from, what else? Euro and stuff like that. Let's have a look. Percentage wise. Yeah, let's have a look. Usually you should calculate yourself. This guy might not give you the accurate answer, but let's have a look. So it's around 7.5. Yep, euro is around 14. Let's see. It's around negative 22.26 to 7. And Australia dollar was around 12%. Yeah, so basically US dollar was all down compared to all of the other currency. Okay, it was down compared to all of the currency. So how do you work it out? So usually we look at the top and the bottom. So for example, if you own GBP US dollar, let me just show you how do you figure it out a little bit. So if you look at you were in the beginning of the year, for those who just came on in, if you're in the oops, let's see what happened. In January time. Yep. So let's say you were here, all right? In January time, you were here. Okay. This is what? This is US dollar against GBP. You will be like, oh, you were here January. Let's say, oh, this is January. I'm new to the country. Sorry, I'm new to the foreign. You're new to everything. January time. You were just at the bottom, just right here. Okay, you are at the bottom, just right there. January time. Okay, 15th of January, 2025. And you'll be like, oh, I don't know, what's going on, but you know that historically, this is what happened. You go to weekly chart and look at historically. So you will be like, okay. This is just using our normal strategy first. So you'll be like, okay, you look at yourself, you ask yourself, is pound sterling on the high or on the low? If it's on the low, then as you say, you want to be buying something against, hedge means you want to keep holding your currency. You can buy anything, right? The index, whatever that is, but you want to hold your own currency. So that's what happens. So that's where a lot of students always actually buy what we recommend, which is, the IGUS. Okay, we talk about it many, many times. Yeah. So the IGUS, so if you hold on there, so you will continue to hold on your currency. So you make money even much better. So if your currency went up 12%. IGUS went up as well. So you actually make money both ways. Yeah, you make money both ways. You make money. So let me tell you what happened if you hedge against your currency. So the stock went up 18%, you will continue to make that kind of money. But because you are use your own GBPs as well, so you actually don't just lose this 12% relatively term, you are actually holding that. So you actually make back the 12%. So you make around 30% gain just like that. Yeah, if you that means you make money both ways. First, you make money on your own currency, you also make money against the stocks. Okay. So that was just right there. Okay. So that's kind of what happened. Um, that's GBP. So you will be like when you are here, you will be holding because it's quite low. Some people are from quite a lot of you are from SGD. So let's go to SGD against US dollar, for example, this guy. So it's the other way around because you SGD first. Okay, SGD first. Sorry. Just now was GBP first, now it's SGD. So just to avoid you being confused. Anyway, that's fine. So let's go to 1st of January. 1st of January last year will just be okay, we're just right at the top. Okay. We're kind of like, it's actually quite okay. Okay, when it's in the middle, it's quite right at the top, you will be like, okay, that's fine. So both of them will not affect you so much. Okay, because it's kind of, if you look at the top and the bottom, SGD is quite stable in the past 10 years. The highest was around here. $1 you change to 1.45 of 1.45 of SGD. Okay, something like that. $1 change to 1.45 US dollar, and then was the bottom was just right here. So it's 1st of January. Let's pretend you were here, just right at the top. Okay. So if you're in the middle, it's kind of like you're in the middle stuff. But if you're in the top, then things are very easy. If you're at the bottom, things are very easy as well. So that's how you calculate whether you should hold it or not. For example, right now, you look at right now, US dollar against SGD, you will be like, okay, let's say not right now, let's say just at the bottom, just right. Let's see. I'm just draw a line. So yeah, so let's say this is the bottom. You'll be like, oh, you can see if you're at the bottom here, you can see, oh, US dollar is quite weak against my currency. So if you're at the bottom here, you'll be like, okay, it's fine for me to own some US dollar because my currency was actually already quite high before. Yeah, so it's you kind of change it to the other way around. Yeah, you have to calculate yourself and change it the other way around because we flip it around already. As US dollar to USGD, so that means $1 is around 1.45. Do you think it's good? And then $1, the historical low is around 1.3. And you ask yourself if it is good or not. Okay. And then you calculate the historical average. So if you do think it's good, then you continue to hold it. If it's not good, then you dump your currency. Okay, you buy it accordingly. So it's not when you sell, you don't have to sell your own whatever you already own. It's just that moving forward, you just will own more of the other stuff. Okay. So right now it's the same. Okay. Right now, if you go to GBP against US dollar, you can see that US GBP right now is actually quite high. Okay. Was at the historical high of 10 years. So where are we? Where are we? So it's around 2016. So it was around high as of 10 years. So right now, because GBP was quite high, okay, so that means one GBP you will change to 1.35 of US dollar. Oh, just now it's the other way around. Just now was $1 will change to 1.45 of Singapore dollar. Just now, one GBP will change to around 1.35 of US dollar. Okay, so the other way around, you have to work it out a little bit. So, and because of that, because GBP is quite high right now as a historical high, so that means that if you buy anything that is not hedged against if you think historically, if you think that GBP is going to come down. Okay, it's going to get weaker because your power sterling is quite high now. It's going to get weaker. So that means you buy your normal VUAG is quite fine. Okay, your VUAG. Okay, so just to make it very easy for you. Okay, so if your currency of your country, is at historical high, then you don't have to hedge. Okay, but if your currency is at historical low, then you can hedge. You can hedge. So you buy whatever index or whatever things that hedge against your currency. So that means you can even buy your own country index. You can even buy your own currency index because you know if your currency of your country is at the historical low. So you have to plot the graph, not to plot the graph, you have to open the graph up, compare with that, and you will see that you make even more. Okay, I will show you an example of what I meant. So for example, what's the reason? Okay, what's the reason US dollar went down so much? Is if you've been with me for quite some time, you can see that it's actually a pattern. Okay. So as I just to show for those who are new, what happened? Let me just show you for a bit. Um, Usually when the interest rate goes up, okay. So for example, during the Corona time, uh, because of economic shutdown, government trying to encourage people to borrow money. In order for you to encourage you to borrow money, they have to reduce their interest rate. So when the interest rate is begin going down, you usually the US dollar will go down as well. Okay. Interest rate go down, US dollar goes down. Okay. And then that's what happened. Okay. And later on in 2022, when they print so much money, when printing so much money coming in, so they will be like, okay, I want to stop people from spending money. So in 2022, they increase the interest rate. Usually when they increase the interest rate, US dollar will go up. Now we are on another cycle. We are trying to stop inflation because we increase the interest rate so much. Oil prices also went up at that moment. Okay. Energy sectors went up at that moment. And now we're on another side sector now. Well, now we are on the sectors of okay, interest rates happen to come down now. We are trying to inflation is coming down. We are trying to increase borrowing. We're trying to make sure people spend money. So when that kind of happen, interest rate comes down, US dollar will normally come down, and when US dollar comes down, that means US dollar getting more and more useless. Your gold is going to go up, your silver is going to go up, your palladium is going to go up, your stocks usually go up as well. In this situation, when the interest rate is up, they want to stop people from spending money. Your stock normally comes down. The energy stock usually gone up here because oil is in interest rate and inflation is going up, so oil goes up. That's your oil is going to go up there. And so that's what happened. This is kind of like a cycle. Okay. It's a kind of like a cycle. So, or Raymond, what do you mean? So, just to show you the reason why you don't really need to know the reason, but it's nice for you to know the reason so you can expect things later on. Okay, you can expect. So if let's say the Feds decide to, you know what, guys, let's stop reducing our interest rate. This year we're gonna have a new Fed, and it's gonna be some arguments, gonna be something going on there. So if the Fed say, you know what, let's stop decreasing our interest rate. In the UK, they just reduced our mortgage rate this year. In HSBC is the first bank that reduced your mortgage rate. Um, so we are still in a situation where reducing your rate. Okay, your savings is getting lower and lower. That means your currency is getting weaker and weaker. Okay, so that's kind of what happened. So if you look at last year, some of the stocks has been doing quite well. Okay. You can do it on Trading View and you can look at what stocks has been doing quite well. So you look at 1 year of performance, you can see that because we are reducing our dollar so much, when you reduce your dollar, your metals usually do well. So the gold mining companies have been doing quite well. Um, because we are reducing the interest rate. So even let's go to gold for a second. Uh, so if you look at, let's say, even where are we? Okay, so yeah, so in 2019, during the corona just a little bit there, and then we start to print money. And at that moment, the interest rate was already, let me just show you. What I will actually, okay, 2008 is good. So let's see here. Yep, 2008 is good as well. So this is 2008, the financial crisis here. Yeah. So before the financial crisis, our, let's see, 2003, then 1999. So 1996, coming back down like that. When people lose interest on our currency, you see that gold usually went up a little bit just right in 2007, 2008. Gold kind of went out a little bit there, but recently just been parabolic. Same thing with silver, same thing with a lot of stuff. But yeah, cool. So that's kind of what happened. When the US dollar kind of go down a little bit. So and then we've got this is let's remove the 2x thing. So so that's what kind of last year, 300%, 300%, 600%, 400%, 300%, just like that. Bear in mind, if you do individual stocks like our baby stocks, I will recommend you will make even more. Yeah, if you go into April time, sorry, just look at 1 year. If you go to April time, you actually make even more. I'm just showing you. The 2x is when you use a little bit of leverages right there. So other than the gold, you will see that even if you buy individual stocks of your own country, let's see, this is all gold. 200. So the first top 10, yeah, that's kind of what happened. It's just been doing that, and then you have gold. So all the way to the gold, you have some defense because got a little bit of war going on here. So some defense sectors has been doing quite. This is 3x, so it doesn't really count like that. This is also 3x gold as well. Let's have a look. Gold. Okay, VPLC is also defense. So defense sectors are around 156%. Yeah, defense sectors are around defense because we got quite a lot of wars kind of going on. I share VPLC. The ticker symbol is ISGPF. These kind of defense sectors like that. And I'm just gonna let you see um like that. This is a platinum. This is a platinum. This is the Nvidia on some leverage there. 2x. Cool. So if you look at ProShare, coal battery, a bit of copper just right there. 2x of Alpha, but this is when they use Brazil 2x, so they times 2 of that. South Korea, for example, this is emerging market. South Korea, a little bit of a Peru, a little bit of China. This is 3x of China. So the rest of it, it was, yeah, so that's kind of a bit of the Spain ETFs, your Austria, you've got all of that. This is, look at the 1 year, from the top to the end. Let me just show you a little bit. This is the Euro. It's basically our conclusion of what we just made just now. Because the US dollar came down. This is when you are not hedging them. Semiconductors, AMD Aerospace, Brazil ETF. This is our 40%. Japanese, iShare. Mm, let's see. This is Brazil. This is China. Some emerging market because they are on a different currency of their own country. Let's see. So let's continue a layer back. So even the United Kingdom, where is that? And we're available with Singapore here. Was even 27%. Japan was 27% as well. The emerging market was 24%. iShare Global, stuff like that. So let's look at the bottom bit because it's nice to look at the top bit, but let's look at the bottom bit. So the top bit is our conclusion of what I just talked about. Okay. So our conclusion here is that so you have to take into consideration of your currency because you make money both ways for those who just joined. You first, if you realize that your currency is very high, very low, so you make money both ways. So when the stock went up, your currency, if they depreciate by something, so you add it all up, you make that kind of money. So that means that if you do Japan, if you do like your own countries, compared to just doing normal SP 500, you would just plus around 6% if you just do S&P 500, even though it went up 18%, yeah, last year. And actually because your currency, US dollar, was going down big time. Yeah. Um, yeah, it's going up big time. However, if you hedge, if you've been with us for quite some time and you know that, you can hedge it accordingly. So you can throw your own currency or you can keep your own currency accordingly. And you will have made more. You make 18 plus the 12% rather than using the minus method. Okay. So that means if you own your own currency, if you own like, I don't know, if you do, so for example, right now, if you could like power sharing is at a very high, so you don't really want to go into buy your FTSE, okay? Yeah, so you don't really want to go into buy a FTSE just because our currency is you're so high, okay? If you think your currency is already at the highest, yeah. So that's kind of what happened. So it's really good to reflect back so you can see kind of what happened. So a lot of our students, they own IGUS, you'll be like, oh, that's okay. Yeah. So if I show you the worst performing, how do I show you? So if I show you the worst performing sector for the whole year, these are the shorting goals, shorting. Can I remove? These are all the shorting one. So when you see shorting on the worst performing, these are all the shorting. Let's see, 8%, 8% TDT. Uh, okay, it's just some high yield, some. Let's go to Finviz and have a look at that really beautifully. So go to map. And if I show you the whole year, 1 year, for example, cool. So in the past 1 year, you see that industrial RTX, these are all the aerospace, all the killing people stuff, the industrial, the defensive has been going, it's probably one of the highest. Again, using our strategy, usually our communication service, our technologies are quite greens as well. Healthcare was also quite green there. So that's kind of what happened. The one that's lagging behind was that real estate has been quite suffering big time. And software is kind of getting stronger a little bit. You're like your Adobe, your potential of turn around a little bit of your software. These are things like Salesforce, your CRM, your Intuit, your Uber, your now your Adobe. Um, that's gonna happen. If I show you the world, all stocks, the world, 1 year performance wise, mm, what is this? This is Canada. This is Ireland. This is China. China last year has been doing quite well as well. This is your emerging market, your Taiwan, your India, your Spain. So if I show you what, if I go to ETF, this is inverse. Inverse is when you are shorting using your pro shares and stuff like that, ultra pro short. So US, this is like that. Your VTI around 17%, 18%. That is exactly what we talk about. The VOO 18%. The large cap, which is around 18, 19% as well. The gold miners is around it's around 10 times of that. Commodities, 2 times of that. International, you can see a lot of your international shares on your emerging developed market, which is around there. Because of the currency differences, you make money both ways, as I just told you about. On the currency, you can see this is internationally and emerging markets as well. And that's your China things, also around 33% FCX China large cap. Even your Europes as well, your global market. As you said, the reason why it's more green is show because of the currencies going down on US dollar. Um, this is different sectors. This is 3x of all these sectors and conduct. These are all the 3x. Technology has been doing well, and 26%. Vanguard, all of that. Financial sectors is lagging behind a little bit. Next year, which is this year, financial sectors, there's a potential to do well. I will show you why. Because as I told you quite some time, um, because AI is coming in, one of the most beneficial people who's going to benefit from AI is actually your financial sectors. Rate is coming down, so encourage borrowings. So banks is gonna usually gonna do well in that situation. You can look at the pattern. If you go back in time, look at the rates, look at the sectors, you will see things happen all the time. We've been here for 200 years. If you want to know what to do, if you want to become a very good trader and investor, is to experience this a little bit more, so to be in more in the market, and then you will see a pattern. Okay, I've been here for quite some time, or you can just go back in time and kind of see what happened all the time. Yeah, it's just like a pattern like that. Um, when we reduce the interest rate, I show you the graphs before in your week one training. Technology will do well, and then it's followed by your financial sector. Um, and mm, Yeah, so it's same thing with 2020. So technology was doing well, followed by financial sectors. Once financial sector do well, once they start increase the interest rate, energy sectors do well. Your energy sector starts to do well. That's what happened in 2020, 2022. I'm just recall back, going back to 5 years, 10 years, 15 years ago. Yeah, so it's like that. And then the whole repeat the cycle again. Yeah, so that's kind of how the financial sectors this year probably gonna do well as well. Because when AI, you're gonna cut your staff. If financial sectors, we have a lot of people working in financial sectors. When AI come and you're gonna spend less money just because they're cutting staffs. So yeah, so that's kind of what happened there. So what is this? This is real estate's been lagging behind a little bit. Now the thing about real estate is that they don't grow. There's no growth on real estate. If I show you a little bit what happened to real estate. Real estate is kind of very, very stable. They are actually not growing a lot. How do I show you? Probably ChatGPT. So let's go. Real estate sectors. Real estate sectors. Year-over-year performance from 2020 to now. Because the growth rate is so low, so you know, so obviously during COVID time was quite okay. So 2003% is around 12%, negative 26%, 46%, 2%, 29%. Okay, let's look at what about energy sector. Do the same for energy sector, utilities as well. One more will be, yeah, just do that first. There's a website. It's called Fidelity Sector Rotation. Let's see if that is still here. Business cycle update. Cool. So let's see what is. So US, Australia, Mexico, UK, Brazil, India, Japan, China. Okay. I want to look at the sectors. So let's go to sectors a little bit. Fidelities, sector rotation, yeah, but is it this one? Let's see. Yeah, something like that. Mm. Do, 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 do. Need to update this a little bit, but there we go. Let's see. Do, 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 do. Yeah, it's kind of like a change of sector a little bit. Do, 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 do. Okay, let's look at all the PE ratio of the sectors and the FinVs on the sectors real quick. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to FinVs and go to screener. Actually, go to groups. So you got 1 year, year-to-date performance, 1 year performance. So the one that's actually quite at the bottom from last year, basic material, communication services, financial sectors, technologies, utilities. The reason why utilities suddenly been doing quite well is because utilities means electricity. So when AI is coming in, they need a lot of electricity to power it up. Yeah, so that's gonna happen. The bottom part will just be your real estate, your consumer defensive, your energy, your consumer cyclical. So not this yet. This is still very. Now I'm gonna tell you what happened when these people is gonna do well when we stop increasing the interest rate. So to stop decreasing the interest rate a little bit. Yeah, that's kind of what happened. Let me just show you a little bit more first before giving you a conclusion. Just right there. Go to chart. Where is the chart? Valuation. Okay, let's see. So in terms of valuation wise, let's click on this. So the one that is a little bit more expensive in terms of valuation wise would just be your communication services This is like your Netflix is a little bit more expensive. And real estate is still on the expensive side just because their earnings hasn't been great. So real estate is not cheap, even though it's the lowest performing, but it's not cheap. Your technology, obviously, your industry, obviously. This is your um this is your aerospace and stuff. Consumer cyclical, healthcare. So the one that's actually quite okayly cheap will just be your financial sectors. The PE was quite low. Hence I talk about financial sectors, could be doing quite nicely. Yeah. This is in the US. And if you own the financial sectors of, yeah, this is just in the US. Cool. So that's kind of what happened. Um, when they reduce the interest rate, small cap stocks like your Russell 1000 was usually do quite well as well. Russell 1000, 2000 actually outperformed the SPs as well. It went from January was just around here to around then. Let me show you Russell 2000 stock performance. Yeah, see, there's a 1 year time, it's around 13. So, hold on, the small cap performance, it's around 15. Yeah. So usually, when interest rate continues to come down, I think we started to reduce interest rate only very recently. I mean, at the later of the years last year. Yeah, probably around September time. We probably reduce interest rate. It's been holding constant. So and then we start reducing again in September time. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So Russell 2000, when we reduce interest rate, Russell was that the small cap stocks which usually do quite well because small cap stocks has a lot of debts. Yeah, a lot of debt. So a lot of debt, when you reduce the interest rate, the debt doesn't feel anything. Okay. It's getting a lot, it's getting okay. Cool. So that's kind of just to reflect back a year of reflecting back. But if you, this is just to show you what happened. But if you use our strategy, our baby stocks, we buy during exchange fears time, choose the high growth, you still see that that way outperforms everything that you've seen. Okay, using our strategy that we told you, choose the right stocks that outperform all the strategies. You can see. Um, let me show you. How do I show you? Go to these. Yep, the top performance that I show you. If I go to 1 year time, click on 1 year, go to descending. So you will see, yep, all of these go using a little bit of leverage around there as well. Around even the maximum they gave you is around 123%. Even you buy gold and stuff like that. And yeah, if you use hours, you can see iron went down 6 times, Cradle went up 4 times, semiconductors went up 3 times, Cradle went up 3 times. A lot of using the high guidance stocks that we got in during extreme fear time, they went up big time. Recently, when Venezuela has been affected, a lot of people are trying to get into these energy stocks. It's all over the internet. So when it's things like that, it's done. Remember, you don't make money when everyone else knows about the stock. When everyone knows about the situation, money made is finished. Let me show you. Everyone talk about buying Chevron. Let me tell you what happened to Chevron right now. So, oh, times to buy all these energy stock, people get crazy. Doing went up big time. And let me tell you, this went up big time is not for you. You don't get to buy here. By the time you already know on Monday, 1 o'clock, is at the peak already. Unless you get in during Friday before the news happen, before they take Venezuela, whatever that is, the country, unless you go in before that, then you make money. You don't get in after everyone else knows about the stock. Oh, the war wins. Oh, I need to buy whatever stock you talk about then. Oh, Trump says we take oil, we get in then. It's way too late, my beautiful people. It's already too late. Yeah, it's always like that. You don't get in when everyone else is get in. Then if everyone get in, then who's gonna get out then? Yeah. So when the whole world knows, who else is gonna buy? Whole world knows who else is gonna buy. So it's already too late. So hence I make a video just because so many people talk about that. So I have to tell you my experience because I've been in the market for so long and back tested for so long of the market in and out. This is what I do full time. So yeah, so it went up massively. You can see what happened today. Went up, went down exactly where we were. So anyone who got in right at the top, they all lose money on energy sectors, any energy sectors that they talk about. And when you don't, so right now, when you come back all the way back, it's probably when the time you realize that, oh, this is where you reflect back whether you want to get in or not. You understand? You don't get in when then, you get in when it comes back to the price that you want, the support line. And I'm going to tell you something during extreme fear time, this is going to be even lower. And exactly our strategy. We don't jump. Money is not made, on investing when you jump to a certain trend where everyone kind of reacted already. You kind of get in, um, before that kind of happens. And you want to have a long-term perspective of this. Because a lot of these things money made is a bit, is a trader coming in and out very fast. And you want to come, and usually there's an overreaction. So this is reaction already, crazy reaction. You want another reaction of overreaction where everyone starts selling them, and that's where you get in like that. Yeah. So when everyone starts selling them a little bit bigger, which is reaction fear time, that's where you go in like that. Yeah, you don't get in even Nvidia when things suddenly say MT, no MT4, ChatGPT came in, and Nvidia spike crazy at the moment. And then let me show you, let me draw for you. And spike crazy MT4, sorry, ChatGPT 4, Nvidia went up crazy. This is 2000 and something, 2003, 4. Went up crazy. And then a lot of our students have been waiting for quite some time. They will be like, you know what? It's always stick with the process, stick our 8-step strategy, and then we wait for extreme fear. So it came out exactly even lower during extreme fear time. So if you just wait and the extreme fear time, you close your eyes, you buy, things went up big time like that. Yeah. Then we are big time like that. These are some of the best trading investors around the world right now are piling on so much cash like this. Highest cash you ever seen. Yeah. So being patient is why trading and investing is not very, oh, the more you jump on, the better. It's really about being patient. Yeah. It's about being patient and wait for overreaction of selling. That's where most money is being made. You don't really buy like that and you jump on it like that. When people are getting impatient, you want to be like, wow, very happy because things might correct itself when people get super impatient. So pay attention to your emotion a little bit. And trading and investing is kind of going against your emotion a lot of the time. It's crazy, but it's true. You go against your emotion. When you think everything is a scam, that's where you're supposed to buy. When you think no, nothing is a scam anymore, that's where you're supposed to sell. It's weird, but that's how it is happen. I show you the psychology, stock market psychology, big time. You know, a lot of the times you have to check in a little bit. It's very different from getting a job. It's very different from um from working in McDonald's and your business and stuff like that. In your business, you'll be like, oh, the more you do it, the better it is. But in here, it's a bit tricky. Yeah. Or everyone's trying to get in. Oh, oil is coming. Let's buy oil company. Let's buy oil company. Euphoria, and then later on it come back down. However, when you are angry, why did the government allow you to do this? When you are depressed, my retirement money is gone. People are jumping off the street. It's crazy. It sounds so bad, but that's when the money is made, literally. When disbelief, that's where money made. So you really want people to be super panicked. And you just need to get in one time. Every day you make money for the rest of your life. You get in one time. For the rest of your life, you make money. Yeah. So that's kind of what happened. So just to check in with you a little bit, just like that. So what happened moving forward? Okay. As I showed you before, let's go back again. I showed you last week. I want to show you again one more time. If you want to know what happened during midterm election, so this Friday we will have a Trump tariffs talking about whether they're gonna approve the tariffs or not. Okay, this Friday. I think poly market, tariffs. This is actually quite accurate as well. Poly markets hasn't been very favor of the Trump tariffs. Let's have a look. What is this? So there's kind of like a 20. So it used to be very high. It used to be 40, 50. This is what date? September time, I think. It was just before that. September was quite high. And then you just get a little bit lower and lower. So on Friday, we will have the context. It's going to rule this Friday. They're going to strike down these unlawful tariffs. That's what they say. Even though they shut down these unlawful tariffs, with Trump, sometimes they still have ways, and it's gonna shake up a little bit of our all-time high market a little bit. Yeah, so it's gonna shake up a little bit just then. Um, the tariffs, because one of the reason, obviously, Trump was just taxing everyone that he see or he doesn't like. So that's just a situation, and so it's down to the Supreme Court. So you can it's really talking about whether the president has the capacity to tax anyone that they like. Yeah. So that's what happened. Let's look at this trending stuff a little bit. Venezuela and all of these breaking new. What is this? Stranger finance. All of this earnings, crypto, sports. Okay, so these they have their odds and stuff like that. Yeah, cool. So so let's see kind of what happened. So let's go to season a little bit. Go back to our website, just right there. So yeah, you can see our strategies is still the best of the best because if you wait for a really nice time, as I showed you before, if you people who got in here that means anyone who got in May last 2024, even February 2024, all of these 5 January, August, all of them who got in here, if you just wait for extreme field time, you are exactly the same situation as people who got in before. So I always encourage around at least 6 months worth of discount. So our VUAG, which I recommend for people who own pound, for Singapore dollar, I have to let's go to check properly how happened to SGD a little bit. Because we got some students from there as well. So what is this showing you? It's actually showing you if you're at the top, that means $1 is going to 1 SGD. So that means your SGD is getting stronger. Yeah, it's the same. Okay, it's the same actually. It's the same. It's just they flip it around. GBP USD and they flip it around. Okay. Yeah, they're literally just flipping it around. There's potential to come down a little bit more here, the support, but USD is supposed to get stronger now. Yeah, that's what they say. According to our chart. So go back, GBP, US. What was I trying to do? I was trying to go into, GBP US dollar. So what was it? Yeah, so that means that GBP is about to get weaker soon because we're at the highest in the past 10 years, kind of already. Yeah. Even in 2000 and Corona, it wasn't so high. So that means your VUAG was quite there. So buying VUAG is quite good. Okay. That means you are not hedging your currency. Last year was all about hedging currency. We'll talk about that for a long time. Yeah. This time is probably not so much about hedging your own currency. So if UAG comes back to around September, the support just right there, it's almost there. We're almost here. So coming back there, September time, putting your pending orders in the in the support line. September adding it a little bit, coming back adding it a little bit as it comes down is quite good. But you at least you want to have around 10, 20, even 30% of your money just in September time. But as I showed you before, seasonality wise, it's always really, really bad during the midterm, which is now. Okay, let me show you. So I want to show you this real quick. If you want to know exactly how it's gone, just go to 2020, 22, -4, 2018, -4, 14, 2010, 2006. Just going back many, many times, and you kind of will see. So this is what happened. Um, Let me show you. Mm, so the first half of the year usually just a bit tricky. Yeah, the first half of the year. What is the second year, first year? Which website is going to give me the best? Just Google it. Midterm SP 500 average performance. With image. Yeah, so this is the average midterm kind of the election time. Yeah, average midterm. So we already got like that. So your price and we people 6 months ago, you're very similar. Okay. That's just SP 500. This is on our currency. So that's kind of what happened. So you will see just a bit choppy a little bit. Let me just see a little bit more. Um, where are we? So yeah, just be up and down like that. Yeah, this is this is the midterm 1946 to 2020 21. Yeah, just a bit of down, a bit of going up initially, which is what we are seeing right now. A little bit of up going on the first, second, third, and things coming down a little bit there. So you want to add a little bit there during the extreme fear time. What is this? So just in January, February timing a little bit. But this Friday, you kind of will see a little bit things already. Yeah, so putting a pending order is the safest so that you don't get too emotional, etc. Yeah. This is on VUAG. That means you just do it without hedging anything. You saw SP without hedging anything, you just do that like that. Okay. Just in the support, draw a support right there, then okay. That's kind of what happened then. Yeah. Usually we'll open everything up. Let's open everything up very quickly to see what's going on. How do we do that? Let's go this one. I think I've added. Okay, so let's see here a little bit. Um, so we are kind of in a neutral stage put and call. Wow, this is spiking. The last time put and call spike a little bit was here, obviously. This is November time, there's a little spike there. So there's a rebound a little bit there. 24th of December, it's a bit of going up a little bit there. So just careful of the put spike and the VIX spike. Normally spike is a time to add some position on. Just open everything up very quickly a little bit. And ARN report valuation. To know whether you want to buy anything, any stocks, whether you want to buy energy, you want to buy Chevron, all of that, open all of these up. It still works. Actually, as you say, 2008, when it crashed, everything doesn't matter who you are. You can be a Superman. You crash as well. So more people are selling stuff. They're still not crossing over yet. This is the opening insider with the directors. Let's look at what's this? This is a different thing. Yeah, this is the April time when no one buys. This is showing you that no one is buying stuff. When no one is buying stuff, it's usually time to buy. So this is no one buying. This is December 2022. No one buying. This is in April this year. Yeah. No one was buying. This is in March 2019. So when everyone is buying just here on the top, usually it came down a little bit. Okay. So right now we're kind of like around there. There's a bit of correction there. A lot of people are buying stuff. A lot of people are jumping in trying to buy something because everything is at all-time high. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Cool, cool. So this bubble is how many people are buying on this website. Then the chat box, March 2019. Would you buy or would you sell? And let's look at the stock a little bit. March 2019. Can you see the March here? When no one is buying, everyone thinks trading is a scam. Here, just March here. Would you buy or would you sell? March 2019 using this stocks strategy. This is telling you how many people how many people are trading and investing. For the first time, net sellers of stock in December, despite a minimum rise. Stocks drop a little bit, broke rebalance, perspective. The most bullish during was once again Generation X, born between what? 65 to 80. The most bearish one, 1997 and 2012. Wow, they tell you the age of people. So the people who's been seeing the market for quite some time, they were just buying stuff. For people who are very bearish, 1997, they're just trading. Traders also more bullish in December. Checking the sectors. Heaviest was communication sectors. People are buying big time. Financial was behind. Rotational material came. Strength real estate might have to do with 10-year treasury note. Checking individual Netflix crown the top. The most bought stocks. Netflix was the most bought stocks in December for last year. And guess what happened to Netflix? For retail stock, the most buy stock. Netflix actually it should come down. Let's have a look. Yeah, it actually came down. The most stocks that retail buy. Remember, we always go the opposite of what other people think. Let me look at the chart box real quick. So, Esther say buy, Musaka say buy, Nora say buy, Laksana, Vish, Mira, Carlo, Suki, Jean, May, all of that. Barry, the answer is VUAG. And I think it's a year for the last year. Yeah. So a lot of people say buy. Let me show you a little bit. So let me just show you. as you said, can you see here? 2000. Oh, this is okay. This is 2020. Okay, you're right, and you're very sharp. Very good. Well done. So this is 2020, 2019 December. So this is 2020 when no one is buying stock. No one. Remember, this is talking about retail traders. Yeah, this is the sentiment of the retail traders, and we always go opposite of the retail traders. Retail traders is the last people that will buy. Everyone would have already bought. Retail traders usually act as a liquidity for other people to be to buy. Yeah, they act as a liquidity for people to get out. So when they buy, you know, other people get out. You know, your whales, people who have education. Retail traders, they don't really do well because they do it by themselves. They don't have a mentor. They don't have any education. They came out and they say, oh, it's fine. Like they graduated, oh, it's fine. Let me do it by myself. And electrical engineering 4 years. To become a doctor, it takes 5 years. Dentist 5 years. To get good at trading and investing straight away, they want to they get on the market straight away. Let me just open an account and do it straight away. So these are these people. Okay, they don't have mentor, they don't have anyone to help them. So when no one was buying in March, see what happened 2020. So that's what happened. Even Netflix. Okay, if you buy March, no one is buying Netflix in March, as you saw that just now. Where are we? Yeah, which is right at the bottom of the market. Can you see where we? Yeah, here. Kind of like a bottom of the market. Just March is here. Yeah, 2020 March. It just happened. It's actually a Corona time. Everyone is selling stocks during Corona time. People think economy is shutting down. And what happened? Stock went up big time. This is the same. This is inflation time. People think world is gone, finished. And this is the tariffs time. What is this? Yeah, 2020 tariffs time. Now everyone is jumping in now. Yeah. So you get the Netflix. Everyone was buying. Netflix claimed the crown of the top net bought stocks for the month of December 2025. And what happened to Netflix? The retail traders are buying. Remember, we always go opposite of people. So what happened? Netflix keep crashing it down. Big time. Crazy. How crazy is that? So when everyone Chevron talk about, oh, let's buy Chevron, and you look at all the Instagram, everyone asks you to buy Chevron. It's crazy. 99.99%. I'm probably the only person ask you not to buy. You look at it, all the news, Yahoo Finance, all of that, asking you to buy. Any people ask you to buy. So just block them. Block them. Anyone ask you to buy Chevron, block them. Because they are just regurgitating the news. And you don't make money when you regurgitate the news. When, oh, fine, buy. You don't make money like that. You buy Chevron, this is what happened. You buy right at the top. Let me show you. You bought it here. Everyone was bombarding me. When should I buy Chevron? Should I buy Chevron? That means you don't have, that means welcome on board to proper education. Yeah. Like that means you're coming and you're losing your money like that. Anyway, coming back. So coming back here. So this is Netflix. So everyone was buying Netflix, and stuff like that. And what knocking Nvidia out of the top position. So no one was buying Nvidia in December, knocking out top buy position it held for 5 months straight. So no one was buying Nvidia. For 5 months, no one buy Nvidia. And what happened to Nvidia right now? Went up big time. Let me show you. Just recently, December time, when no one was buying Nvidia this December, Nvidia started to go up a little bit higher. Yeah, so it's weird, isn't it? When like, you go opposite, you always go opposite of what people think. Anyway, so it's always noteworthy that Tesla and Palantir transition from being the top buys December to top sales in December. Tesla top net sales, followed by Palantir and Intel. In December, Tesla was a lot of people are selling. Palantir, a lot of people are selling. Intel, a lot of people are selling in there. Guess what happened in December? They are the best performing stocks when all the retail traders are selling them. Tesla topped the net sell list, followed by Palantir and Intel. Let's see whether it's true. So show me Tesla in December. I'm not talking about January, I'm talking about December. So that's what happened in December. Tesla was reaching all-time high. Then the 2nd of December, almost the end of December time, just before Christmas, went up like that. Yeah. It's crazy, 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 crazy. Do, 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 do. What is this? This is also at the end, going out like that as well. Yeah. Where are we? Intel. So a lot of people are see same thing here. Open Intel. Do, 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 do. Yeah. Jumping it up like that, just at the end, just at the end there. Cool. But we still have to wait. In the exchange during majors, US set at all-time high. Various style were only up earlier. The month anticipated Fed cut. Strong GDP, soft CPI. Top buys was Netflix. Um, Net buys came as Netflix top headline with Warner Bros. And all of that was buying. Okay. You could make the case that it saw buying on the pullback. Okay. Let me give you another month, yeah? Charles, all of these. Let's give you another month. Give you month of May, April, okay? April. April, March. Tariffs will probably in March, April. Wow. Where are we? Anyway. So it was here, okay? It was the March time, it was at the bottom time. This is May. Charles stock clients use the rally as selling opportunities. They're selling their favorite. They're selling Nvidia. A lot of our students are buying. They're selling. This is May time, okay, when Trump tariffs just came in. So the retail investor, people who don't have one-to-one, who not on the apprenticeship, was using it as a selling opportunities. They're selling Nvidia in May. You know, this is one of our baby stocks in May. Um, for the third quarter was net sellers. Nvidia was gained 24% after that. Tech Info was the biggest net sellers and it was the best performing the next 6 months. You already know. A lot of the particular was number one sell. So if you are worried about selling or not, just come on here and just do opposite. Buy the dip. We saw UNH. By the time they bought UNH, the UNH stagnant. UNH actually went down since. Let's look at April. Child stock clients means the retail investor didn't chase the stock higher. So, okay, so they didn't get in then. Sell facts for the lowest. Yeah, it was the lowest. You saw that. It was the lowest. They didn't buy. So you go opposite of these people. They were the net sellers. Trump tariffs April. This is actually the bottom. Policy announcement of second send stocks even lower April before it makes a recovery. For world exchange rate of we did see Wow. April 4, April 7, the most equity selling. People are selling things at the bottom. Let me show you. You know, it was just there. Those who've been with us for quite some time. We talk about this all the time. This is actually a buying opportunity because was very overvalued. VIX undervalued, sorry, was around 15, 20%, 19% undervalued on our morning star. Volume was spiking big time. And this volume is actually people selling crazy. And what else? All of that extreme fears happen, all of that eight things, all of this put and call ratio as the high, VIX was all at the high. Yeah. So if you, while everyone was talking about, if you bought it just right at the top there, you would think about trading as a scam. You'd be like, wow, I was losing 1 year worth of gain. And then you were at the bottom. If you just wait, the extreme fear, just being patient a little bit. Let's come back. Item note, 2 days equities and didn't seem to appear. So they were just selling a lot then. Rocky Stretch didn't join the party. Yep, they were selling technology in April time when it's at the bottom. All of our sale was buying the highest posted second. What is this? Posted April. Yep, that's her. I actually love this as well. University of Preaching Preliminary Consumer Sentiment. I actually love this. Let's open this up. This is a quite a nice sentiment report. Let me show you. You can aim the time the bottom a little bit. It's not perfect, but you can time the bottom. So it's actually not perfect nowadays. So there was just at the bottom then. Okay, let's back test this a little bit. Let me show you. So this is 1980. This is 2008 financial crisis. This is 2011. Not many opportunities. This is June. If you time that, you will make money. April, you will make money. November is like our bottom extreme fear level, you make money. Wow, this is tricky, guys. Showing this at the bottom already. Let's click on some of these things. Consumer confidence. This is 5 years. This is the bottom a little bit, bottom a little bit, bottom a little bit. Wow. All years. Okay. Okay. It's okay. Not the best of the best. Eurozone consumer confidence. Anyway, come back. Yeah, what about March? Let's look at March for you. This is so everyone was selling in April, was right at the bottom. Let's look at March. Um, let's see. Step back from equity, so they did not buy anything. You can see it. It's at the here. No one was doing nothing. Now everyone was doing something. Now it's at the top. Okay, but March time, no one was buying nothing. Everyone was scared. Info was a net seller, but it was actually the best performing later on. Look, unlike in February, when investors embraced more defenses, March saw heavy sellers of healthcare, which is in a weak environment because those are defensive. Instead, consumer strike thanks to buying interest and ETF. Exposed to buying deep, bought out and bought tech strong selling. Highest. These are all three of the sell it becomes the one of the best performing stock. Stood out large actually gained around in March, hitting multiple high. Yeah. AT&T was actually quite nice. Micro was actually quite okay. Alibaba was actually quite highs as well. Cool. Let's look at February, okay? Just before the crash. Let me show you what happened. It was getting really greedy before the crash. Where are we? February before the crash, which is here. Yeah. This crash before the crash. Let's look at the crash. So everyone was buying, net buyers of equity. March was a net seller, but the overall result, yeah, we're just at the top. Everyone was buying at the top. Can you see December was at the top, which is where we are right now. So that means, let me draw it for you so you can see it properly. That means we were, where are we? This is T2. Yeah, that means anyone who bought anything here, 2024 March, June, September, this is all 2024 July, they all lost money temporarily because everyone was buying just right, which is very high to where we are right now compared to if you just wait till here. Around 40. Write it down. You want this guy to go to 40 stocks. The Charles Swap is on our website as well. Oops. What happened to my screen? Did I not? Can you not see my screen? Wow. Anyway, let me just draw it again. So let's see one more time. So what I was saying just now was this is February time where everyone was buying. This is the February time, all right? So anyone who got in just right on the top here, around 50 time. So they all lose money. Can you see this is 4, March 4, June 4, September 4, 2024. Yeah. So if you go in just right here when everyone was buying, which is where we are right now, everyone was buying. And when you wait till when it's 40, write that down when you want to be 40, you'll be exactly the same situation where we were. So right now, everyone's greedy, trying to get in at the moment. Like literally anyone want to get in. But the reality is, this is really test your patience. Your patience is not test at the bottom. Market psychology stop. Your patience is actually not test at the bottom. Because when it's anger, you wouldn't buy. Depression, you wouldn't buy. You're not being tested here. You're being tested here. When people are thrilled, got to tell everyone to buy. I'm a genius. I'm going to be rich. Euphoria. Your patience is tested here. It's more important to be patient here. You don't need your patience when you're anger. You don't need patience when you're panic. You don't need patience when you're denial. Anxiety, you don't need a patient. You don't need patience in depression. You find that you are getting very, very urged to buy. You need patience here. Yeah. So that's how happened. Crazy. Crazy. What is this? Eurozone. So what about so in December you can see we're still quite high. A lot of people are kind of things. This is why when everyone got in the past 6 months, 3 months, the stock been going nowhere. Okay, the stock hasn't been going nowhere. Yeah, because everyone's going in just in September, December time a little bit. So you want to come back when people are scared. That's where really the time to get in a little bit. Okay. Cool. So let's go through your homework. Okay, this is just, we've been talking about this for a long time. This is number 4, Charles Schwab. Okay, number 4, Charles Schwab. It's been here ages, ages, ages ago. Otherwise, we wouldn't put it here. These are some of the best one that we look at. So these are, okay, let's look at this real quick. Very, very fast. Okay, let's see what's going on over here. Top means buy. Top means buy. bottom means potential of pullback. Okay. Um, more bottom would be nice. Wow, is that just in the middle there? This is the bottom. This when it's pulled back. Close that, not quite close. Okay. This is Nasdaq. Pull back when it's here. We're at the top there. Buying was at the top. It's kind of in the middle. Okay, the next one. Crypto fear and greed is okay. And AAIM report is okay. Valuation. That's where AA sentiment. These are all okay, I think. Crypto now is on the fear. The last time we have crypto, crypto started to bounce back. The last time we have crypto was around 14. This is when it comes around 18. Now it started to go up a little bit, which is good though. At least it's not always at the bottom of around 19, 15. So our strategies are actually incredible. You know, even though it's been 20 years, you'll be like, oh, it's always there. It's always really nice to buy, nice to buy, nice to buy. Some people are trying to sell crypto here in our one-to-one. We ask them not to as well. Yeah. And it went out a little bit. Now it's neutral. Neutral means it's 50-50 now. But some time ago, our crypto was just at the fear side when it's around 80 to around 85, 88. Bitcoin was on the fear side, extreme fear. Yeah. So some added a little bit. It's not massive. So here 15. You can see this is actually 11. Fear and greed were 11. Now it's a bit high now, 44 now. 10, 15. There's some people add on a little bit here. November. Let's get crypto in November. Let me show you using our strategy a little bit here. Yeah, in November, just right around here. November time coming back down. Now it's around there. Now it's neutral. Neutral is very difficult to say. Okay, neutral is just halfway. Oh, fair market becomes overvalue right now, 1.5. Good to see this as well. Okay, cool. Bearish 27. No one is thinking the market is bearish. 27 is the lowest that we ever got. One of the lowest. 27. That's crazy. Everyone is super bullish. 42. Sometimes 44 is even higher. But let me think. You want the bearish to be very high, to be 50. That's where you go. That's where you will buy stocks. No one thinks it's bearish. You don't want to buy anything. Credit spread. This is the yield spread and stuff. Okay. Cool. Let's look at some of your homework. What is this? Let's see. Michigan sentiment. Yeah. If you get a bit emotional, just come back and go through our step by step, and you will be a little bit grounded. Because sometimes it will shout at you to tell you what you are supposed to do and not supposed to do. Awesome. Let's go to homework. Go to market screen now. Let's see if there's any company coming in. So obviously, in the past few weeks, market's just been going sideways. So a lot of stocks that we've been doing has also gone sideways as well. Unless, things it's like never happened before. So go to guidance and go to like profit warnings a little bit. Yes, after it finishes, but you can see it from what is that called? From there. Let's see. Um, yep, it's here. So yes, the description came after it finishes, but you don't need description. You just need that, the the one that they are drawing. Yeah. So they are showing you December, I think. Yeah. January they hasn't shown you yet. They're showing you December. December. Yeah. December at the top. Okay. So you can see. Anyway, let's go into homework. I think the year is for the last month of the year. Awesome. Let's see. Do. If you've done your homework, just send your link here. We'll be going through your homework real quick. So Racer's earnings, we'll put January a bit turbulent a little bit. Good. Nice. Let's look at these. Kind of looking for now because it's neutral, so things are quite neutral. Ironwood, let's see. 3 to 5, 6. Almost double. This is 2023. Apana, you need to give me something on the latest one. Oh, I think this is a long time ago. Okay, good. So January 2006, nice. So let's look at this. 8645, very good. This look like a nice buy as well, Ironwood, because I love this actually. This is very, very clear. So you can actually compare and contrast. Look, um, let me show you. August, you can see 3 to 6, yeah. The net growth 3 to 6. And then what happened? 6. Low digit still 6. Mid, low to mid. You can see the growth. Mid to single digit. 9. And then there's no growth. No growth. No growth. Okay, let's look at the numbers. Numbers, but okay. Driven net low single digit. Also it's the same. So it's always been low single digit. So the growth has been steady. But the numbers, total revenue, 29 to 45. That's almost double. So you look at, has it doubled before in the past? So revenue 42 to 43, revenue 43, 43, 43, 400, 300, 350, 260, 260, 290. And then the latest one, January 2nd, 450. Yeah, it's quite huge. Ironwood maintains. Okay. So yeah, Ironwood, let's have a look. Do. Is it on here? Ironwood. Okay, jump out big time. Yeah, jump out big time. Cool. Yeah, we'll be buying a lot of these guidance stocks as more than 30% during the extreme fears as well. Yeah, because eventually they can buy. Let me just show you Nvidia real quick. If you don't do it during extreme fear, if you just jump on it when everyone jump on it. I show you before I draw a graph for you just now. I want to show you a little bit. Like for example, you'll be like the whole 2024 is like the chat GBT going crazy. So if you bought Nvidia and chat GBT and stuff like that, like just here or even here, you see if you wait till next extreme fear in 7th of April, you're exactly the same. You get 1 year, you're exactly the people who just jump on it when all these crazy news happen. Yes, this is the bottom, 7th of April. Yeah. So trading and investing, just write that down. It's not you reacting after the news. It's not you chasing after the news. It's about you sitting down and thinking about what is all undervalued, what it's just about waiting for extreme fear, basically. What is undervalued? What is people selling big time? What is and all of that. You can only that. Just come back to our strategy. It's crazy. I just realized you can't see my face. Anyway, so coming back on here. So this is January Times revises GXC credibility, cut prices, Rivian deliberately slip, lower Bain make or break towel 30th revises earnings, shares fall, revises, Ashi's revises, just around 2 because it's still the new year, obviously. So lowest net second, let's see. Inside profit warnings, lowest is net sets. Now guidance decreased slightly compared to 2024. Lowest subscription have grown. Okay. So when you see things like that, what you do, for those who are new, let me show you step by step. People still telling me they don't know how to plot. I'm going to show you around. Go to market screener. If you don't need market, you don't need to open it. You can do it straight away. You look at it. Just read it. It says SSH communication lowers. You don't even have to click it if you don't have a subscription. For apprentices, you're going to get it for free. So SSH communication, you just click SSH communication and type investor. Just click on that straight away, investor. You don't have to click it because if you click it, you can't read it. So click on it. Click on the Google paper, okay? And then click on that and then read financial reports. And we want the latest one, which is what? Let's see whether this is the latest one. The date, September to July. I'm not sure if this is the latest one. Outlook. Okay. Before was expecting to grow. All right. This is before. This is in October. Let's look at the one in January. That's what we want. Stock exchange releases. Let's click on that. Profit warnings. This is it. This is the one in January. Okay. So last month was decreasing. Expect net sales to grow. This was in October. In January, let's see what they say. Lowest is outlook. Okay. Just that. They just say that only. So that's why you have to plot all of the graphs to see the language. So has they always been increasing? If they're always increasing and this is the first time, if they decrease, then a lot of money is in your pocket. So the presentation, if they give us some specific values. Outlook, okay? Go all the way there, all the way to the bottom. So they give you a little bit numbers. So this is October, yeah? This is the later one. Net sales to grow, all of that, our revenue, net sales grew. And outlook unchanged. Okay. So it was expected to grow and stuff like that. Yeah. So I would say if this is grow, 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 and this is the only one that is going down, then a lot of people would have shorted it on this date, 2nd of January, because this is probably the only time it says lower its outlook. This is why we are comparing. When you get the salary, you don't look at one time salary. You look at last year. What am I getting last year? 2 years ago, what am I getting? 3 years ago, what I am getting. So a lot of students were shorted on the SSH communication on the 2nd. Are we using the same thing? SSH group communication. It's not on IHG, I think. SSH communication. What is the name of this? SSH. Okay. SSH communication stop. Yeah, it's not on IHG. So you can see for the past, 5 days, it's coming down really nicely like that, beautifully. Yeah, beautifully. Awesome. I'm actually in Bangkok at the moment, so the time zone is a bit different. Anyway, and where are we? So let's come back. Lots of our students also, travel the world, they do the things that they want to do. And because they just make money from trading and investing. So cool. Coming back. Um, so yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, so just repeat back when I first started as well. We try to do it by ourselves. Just to show this real quick, just try to do it by ourselves. This is retail investor, sentimental retail investor. Just to show you that you do it by ourselves. No knowledge, no nothing. Jump on in, react on the news. The news is designed for you to react. CNBC, Yahoo Finance, all of that. Bloomberg is designed for you to react. If you don't react, they fail in their job as a news reporter. Yeah. But as a trader investor, you go opposite of them. Yeah, you really go opposite of them. When they gone up, you think that it's expensive 10%. When it gone down, you think it's discount. Treat it like that. A little bit opposite. Yeah. When I learned about that, my life changed. When I learned about we actually have to go opposite of retail traders, my life changed because retail traders, as you said, they come to the training. When we like to come to the training without nothing, we just like to do it by ourselves. And yeah, and trading investing, as you say, when I realized that it's about being patient one time and go all in, and every day you make profits like that. And also students, make profits. They do anything that they want. They travel. They do anything that they want because they already got in long time ago. And in April time, just wait for another extreme fear. Go in then. You just have to promise yourself you're gonna go in during extreme fear. You'll be fine. Yeah. So congratulations for a lot of you who decided that you really want to get good at this skill. You know, go opposite of the retail investor. So well done on you. Yeah. So that's kind of what happened. Now, um, Bravix. No wonder you're earning a little bit. So Bravix was like revises earnings, but our energies is very high, even though it shows like that, but my energy is very high. I was setting an alarm to wake up actually. So Bravix was going up because I love doing this. Bravix was going up and delays and stuff like that. Cool. So yeah, so not much of things going on here. So we are still waiting. So a lot of things that we are shorting a few weeks ago, it will still be true. Yeah, it will still be true because in the past 2 weeks' time, market hasn't been going nowhere. Okay, awesome. It's really important to keep you accountable, to keep you to sit tight. Yeah, as you said, patient is not test on you when everyone feels the same. Okay. Patient test on you when you are on the opposite side of the coin. All right. Awesome. Hope you guys are doing really, really well. And that's it for let's see what happened on Friday when things kind of happen. That's it for today. And hope you learn something new. Hope you learn about the importance of currency, etc. um because it will come back again. You will use that again, again, and again, again. So you understand completely where it comes from. And you can see our strategy is still the best of everything. You can see I go to trading view. I filter through the best performing, the really, really the best performing sectors for the whole year. I filter that through descending. Even the highest of the highest is only 100% each, and it's just in gold. But if you go into some of our stocks that we recommend using our guidance, it went up 300%, 400%, 500% big time. So well done on that. You're welcome, Naomi. And Carlos saying here with the guidance stock Trinity increase a lot of cost restructuring. Not sure if it's a good reason. Yeah. So you want to make sure the good reason, you want to make sure the revenue increase as well. Yeah. EPS is easier to convert, but revenue you want. You're welcome. Vish Louis, you say thank you. It was very motivational. Say Zara, you're welcome. Jack, say Jay was asking how do you get access to the group chat? Text me after. Is there's no group chat. It's just this chat. So we have Bobby, we have Mario, we have Supi. Thank you. Have enjoyed your tour in Thailand. Listening to you being patient. Awesome. Really nice to see your words. Sorry saying Laksana, Apana saying thanks. Anne saying Alvin saying thanks very much and things about options. Nas was asking about options and spread bet. Cool. Let's answer your questions. Let's see. Wish you don't need to read any book. All you need is do the Tuesday homework and rewatch the video. Um, let's look at your question. So small account, spread bet option. For you personally, Nash, I would say spread bet on eToro. Okay? Spread bet on eToro is also very good. Yeah, that's what happened. Forget about that for now. What decide to reposition? You will learn that a little bit more as you move on further. Well done. Really, really well done. Keep it up. Awesome. Yes. Always the same, Patrick. Well done, everyone. I will speak to you very soon. We have James, we have RJ, we have Al, we have Apana, we have Barry, we have B-Bet, we have Bobby, we have Brendan. So Barry, to answer your questions, is gonna be a normal VUAG without the IGUS. It's good that you asked that question. It's good that you came. Do you let Ken? We have Laura, we have Lizzie, we have Mario, Musaka, Muhammad Naz, Naomi, Nora, Resh, Stan, Suki, Tejas, and Zara. Awesome. Speak to you guys very, very soon. I will keep you up to date. You sit tight. You're welcome. And we short gold and silver when interest rates started to go up. Awesome. Awesome. Jay was asking about the lease. The lease is here. This is the weekly call of the lease, Jay. Yeah, the lease is here. So one of our lease, because of the fact that it was on holiday for the past 2 weeks. So this is what we recommend. Let me show you the lease. It was the lease. Let me show you where are we. Yeah, there was the lease. 22nd December, Suzuki and Euro RP. So it's still going to be the same lease as what we talked about last time, 16th of December. So if you ask me today I'll put it there, 6th of January. The lease was the one we talked about just now, which is on SSH communication. That is it. Cut. Elizabeth result, Rivian sleep. I think we're supposed to open this. Paralytics group. This is Rivian, 1st of January. So did you really say that? Looking forward, expected to compete. They are lowering their prices. Okay. Cool. So yeah, this is SSH communication. Let's open this up. Let's put it on there. Back test to see if they have lowered it before. Can I see my screen really? I'll mute myself. Can you see? Let's see my screen real quick. Awesome. So this is it. So this is 22nd of December. Suzuki and Euro RP, they're still here. And then, 16th of Seco. So that means when things comes down, it continue to comes down. So SSH 6th of January, SSH communication is just right here. Back test, use our week 4 training. Back test to see if they lower their guidance before. If they haven't, then it's a good short. Yeah, this is 6th of January. So you can see normally we design our list on our guidance list here. Okay. Every week, our watch list. That's what happened. Yeah. On extreme fears, this is where we normally, when you do the homework on week 4, you want to place the trade straight away on your practice account as well. Okay, when you're doing it. But when the right time comes, we will do it on extreme fears together. Cool. See you next Tuesday. Hope you can do the week 4 homework and hope to receive your homework. See you soon. Bye bye. Wow, those are a long time. We have Ken, Lars, Lizzie, Maria, Suki. Awesome. Speak to you soon. Take care now. Bye bye.